Hey there, I wanted to make a video where I show you how I teach all my Sunday school kids the books of the Old Testament because it's part ditty and part hand motion, so it requires a video to work. And I thought, finally, we're doing videos, we can do this. So what I'm first going to do is explain to you each of the hand motions. And then there's going to be a second video after this where you can just go straight through it. But here's the beginning. I have them start with their fists in the air, and then they're going to go Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. And the reason we start with the first 5 books of the Bible is because they're special. They're written by Moses, and they're called the Pentateuch. Lots of kids struggle with the word Pentateuch, so we always say Pentateuch, rhymes with Luke. Helps them to remember the correct pronunciation. So we've got those first 5 there. Okay, the next motion involves a judge's gavel. So we're going to go Joshua, Judges, Ruth, because there's a judge in there. Now they hold up 3 fingers because we have 3 sets of twins. That's what I call it when we have 2 books of the Bible with the same name. So we have 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles. And you'll notice the Kings came on the second of these 3 fingers, and that's the highest finger that you have. The king is always the one who sits the highest in the room. He's always up on the throne. His head is usually above everybody else. So that's a way for them to remember that the Kings is going to be the second one. Now we're going to build a bookshelf. Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job. And the reason we build a bookshelf? Because the next set of books are very, very special. They get a place of honor on top of our bookshelf. So we go Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs. 2 of the most beloved books of the Bible, books of poetry, beautiful, beautiful books. So they sit on top of our bookshelves. Now we have Ecclesiastes, and we do the letter E, a sign language letter E, and we take it from the beginning all the way to the end. And that's to remind these kids of that beautiful passage in Ecclesiastes that talks about a time to be born, a time to die, and it has a time for everything. It's just one of the most just gorgeous, gorgeous pieces of literary work in the Bible. So I have a special place for Ecclesiastes, and then I have them start snapping their fingers here because we're going to go Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah. You notice there's a song, so it makes sense we're going to snap our fingers. And then we're at Lamentations, and we make a sign like we're crying because it is Lamentations. It is a lament. It is a place of crying and sadness and weariness of soul. And then we do Ezekiel. Now we are at Daniel, and Daniel is well known for being a prophet. There were a lot of prophets, but we're going to really focus on Daniel. And here's the sign for prophecy. Here are a set of eyes, and eyes can see here, but if they can see into the future, you're talking about a prophecy. So we do Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah. Now we're at Jonah, Micah, Nahum, and what we do with them is Jonah was on the waves. Jonah, Micah, Nahum. And we do that because Jonah, this is the story the kids know so well. Jonah in the belly of a whale or a big fish, depending upon your translation. And we do the waves so that we have something to remember Jonah, Micah, Nahum by. This next one is about shaking. You have to imagine you've grabbed hold of a towel and you're going to shake it back and forth 4 times. Okay, we're going to go Habakkuk, Zephaniah. And the reason we do that is because Habakkuk, man, he stirred things up. All of the prophets typically would speak to Israel and say, you know, God wants you to change. But Habakkuk turned to God, and he was having almost this argument with God. He's like, what are you waiting for? Let's get going here. Things need to change. And now we've got Haggai and Zechariah, and they are wanting to raise the walls of the temple in Jerusalem. And we are now at the last book of the Bible, which is Malachi. We're done. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. There you go. Have some fun with it. As always, thank you for joining us at Sizzle Bop, where we are always trying to strive to give you one more thing to try. Thanks.